it is really exciting when a book wants to be written. And then there's sometimes we get in our critical mind and we're like, oh, should I really write that book? Is it worth it to write the book? Will it ROI, right? Will it give me a return on my investment of my time and my energy and my life? And new books that come in are very exciting because they have all this like crackling new energy. But sometimes, it's challenging because I had one author that I worked with who had 7 books that she needed to write or was being nudged to write or had started on them all. And so that's one of the things I love about energy work, because when a book is clear about being written, it's going to feel differently than anything that isn't that. It will. Um, which brings to mind something that happened a while ago when I wrote Happiness Quotations, the first book. And Neil Donald Walsh was doing these books, Conversations with God. And it was my perception that the book that I was writing was coming in through God, through me, from God as well. It's a book called Happiness Quotations. And so I was sitting there, I was like, well, why should I write my book? I mean, look how many books he has, right? But if you think about it, people who love my book may or may not like his book. Like, people who love his book may or may not like my book. And then there's another author I interviewed recently for one of my podcasts, Michael McAdams, and he's doing conversations with God differently as well. And what I came to know was that books that need to get written might give themselves to more than one person. Like, there might be a whole series of books on perfectionism and getting out of perfectionism, right? There might be a whole series of books that come out one year. For me, like my happiness book came out, some other happiness books came out. And so my inspiration on this, so as with anything I ever say, check it with your own BS detector, check it with your own knowing. But generally, more than one book needs to get written if the topic needs to get kind of opened up. So this year, 2026, I have a lot of books coming in from animals, and I have some people who work really closely with animals and learn from them. And I'm being shown that they'd like to help the planet some more, and they'd like humans to know better what they're thinking, and they'd like to help us. So I think that's really fascinating. And so that idea for me worked. And so I have a book coming called Magic of Horses, which should be out in January. And everyone who writes in it's just beautiful stories about how horses influence them. They're just gorgeous. It's a beautiful book. And then I have, I don't know, maybe 40 pictures of horses in the book. So even if you don't like the words, you're gonna love the pictures. One woman is holding like a goat, a dog, and a horse, and they're all communicating with her, and you can see this love in all their eyes, and it's just really amazing. So I guess the point of this would be, first off, to let yourself creatively flow, and then kind of look at it, but look at it not from a critical mind. Look at it from is this the right time for me? Does this fit into my life? Does this match what I want to be doing with my days? And then if you have that book that's been sitting on your hard drive, I had one author, she had a story about her dad healing from cancer, and it was a miracle. They had a tumor one day, and they went in for surgery the next day. No tumor. I mean, total miracle. And she was so scared to write it. Like, what would people think? Will people judge me? And I think that too. I do. I worry about that myself. I'm not going to pretend I'm immune to that. But I just said, you know what, honey, that story is yours to tell. It's your story, and it's a miracle, and people need to hear about miracles. They seriously need to hear about miracles. I haven't done a book with miracles, but I believe in miracles, and I believe that her dad's healing from that overnight, like they went in and there was no tumor. It's just, and they were doing a lot of prayers. Family was doing a lot of prayers. So she wrote her book and it was really gorgeous. And I felt very blessed to publish that book for her. But after we met, and I just kind of like, I'm trying to show you, the listener, how I got with her and just kind of said, like, it's okay, like it's okay. It's okay to have miracles that can't be explained. It's okay. It's your true story, right? And so it's yours to tell. And that night she wrote 5,000 words. It just came right in, just flowed right in. She sent me this like document. It was like, I wrote 5,000 words last night. And when I see that, what I'm present to is that story had been in her heart for a long time, and it was asking to be in a book. And so that I think is a really good thing when you're sitting with your book ideas and trying to not think about like what other people care about. Like if you're holding the book in your hands, will you love it? Will you feel proud of it? Will you be excited by it? Now, some books for me are like, 15 years old. I still love them, but now I look at it critically and I think how I do the cover different, right? And I look at all kinds of things like that. But I just want to encourage you to get into the flow and just kind of do whatever that takes. It might be journaling, it might be hiking, it might be biking. I used to get inspiration for book cover designs when I was on my horse. So whatever pulls you to it is the right story for you to tell. And then, of course, if you'd like book coaching, that's my specialty. And you can reach me at happypublishing@gmail.com. And then I have a free gift for download, but we're working on it a little bit, but it's at happypublishing.online. Thank you. Have a great day.